Well, in my addiction, it started like many as a teenager, escalated from cocaine to crack cocaine to crystal meth. I did graduate high school, I did go on to college, I did what was expected of me from my family. I pursued my first love, which is art, and I became an art teacher. Teacher by day, addict by night, eventually addict all day, all night. Had everything crash around me. After about 10 years of teaching, the gig was up. I couldn't hide it anymore, and I was terminated from my career. Went out there pretty hard for the next 5-10 years. It destroyed my family. They chased after me and tried to save me and tried to rescue me and tried to confront me and intervene and everything all along the way. I had actually gotten arrested, and my mom came to visit me, and she probably looked 10 years older. I had done that to her. She had stayed up night after night crying, wondering where her baby girl was. I had gone to the bitter ends, literally to the bitter ends. I woke up one morning homeless, jobless, familyless, and alone. And I thought, what am I doing with my life? I started going to treatment centers. I'm actually, like many of our clients, I went to 10 treatment centers. I couldn't get it on the first one. I went to inpatients, outpatients, detoxes, and the like. It didn't stop me there. I wasn't willing to do everything that it took. Give up the friends, give up the boyfriends, give up the lifestyle, give up the alcohol, whatever it may be. Work with that sponsor, do those steps, leave those boys alone, all that stuff I wasn't willing to do. And finally, after about 5 years of struggles and picking up slip chips and trying to get it, one morning, my last morning using, it was a nightmare. I was bathing in the creek. I was cooking water when we ate out of the creek, and we lived in a tent by the creek, and I could not believe my life had gone to that. And I just had this aha moment, and I got up and took off walking. Walking down the road, I don't even know how long, felt like forever, and a car came. And so I slowly put my thumb out and I said a prayer. And the prayer was pretty raw. It said, God, please don't let him rape me. And he pulled over. And he backed the car up and he rolled down the window. And I said, I just said a prayer that you weren't gonna hurt me. And he said, well, that's funny. I just said a prayer that you wouldn't hurt me. And he put his hand out and he said, I'm Pastor so-and-so. And he brought me to the Hope House. And they let me detox there for about 3 weeks. In the back room, I was a mess. And so one day at a time, I did it. I focused on myself, I worked my steps, I worked with my sponsor, I worked with others, I went through IOP. I finally got it actually in an IOP. I didn't go back to treatment, so that's why I'm real passionate about our IOP program here at the Grove, because I got it in an IOP. I felt like I had the support to be able to conquer the world out there that's so hard to maneuver when you're first getting sober. And my family began to trust me again. Of course, at first they didn't. I remember one night coming home from a meeting, and I was staying at my parents' house, and the keys for my mom's car were sitting on the counter, and we were talking kind of across the kitchen counter. And she slowly reached and grabbed the keys and pulled them to her and put them in her robe pocket. And I thought, my God, that's what you've done to your mom. Very slowly, my life began to change. My family's been restored. I'm 8 months sober, and I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do with your life? And so I said, well, why don't I go back to school? Was able to obtain my master's in counselor education with an emphasis in addictions counseling. I found something where I could be 100% myself and actually utilize the pain and struggles I had in the past as an actual asset and benefit to help others. Through recovery, I've been able to accomplish many dreams. Not only was I able to open up the Grove 8 years ago, I also had a dream of becoming a mom. I was blessed 6 years ago with a daughter. I adopted when she was a week old. She's changed my life. My hope for you and my dream for you is that you too can find the freedom that I've found, and that you too can experience what life has to offer without the use of drugs and alcohol in your life.